said by the Prince of Silence, who is Kenneth James Buckley's father. Kenneth James Buckley is a Lakota Cheyenne descendant, born October 11, 1957, from Waukwalla, South Dakota. His parents were Teresa Real and Raymond Buckley. He had 5 children, myself, my sister J. Teresa Real, my brother KJ, my sister Stevie, and my youngest brother J. Claire. He attended Flandreau Indian School. When he turned 18, he was forced off his reservation and taken to this school here, and it was built in 1892. It was a boarding school for Native Americans from grades 9 through 12, and Kenneth James Buckley attended here in 1972. After he got out of high school, he enlisted in the military. At age of 19 through 27, he was drafted into the military. He enlisted in the U.S. Army during 1976 to 1980, and stationed in Fort Knox, Kentucky for 4 years. And he re-enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps during 1980 and 1984, stationed in San Diego, California for 4 years. And he left the military in 1984. He then met my mother, Clorenda Blackcoop, where they married in 1983. He had 5 children, and he got an associate's degree in 2001 at United Tribes Technical College here for injury prevention. He used that education to benefit his family, and once he left college, he decided to travel back home. And once he traveled back home, he went to go visit a spiritual leader by the name of Orville Looking Horse. And Orville Looking Horse is a 19th generation sacred white buffalo calf keeper, pipe keeper. He's also a spiritual leader of world peace. He was born in 1954 in South Dakota, descended from the Cheyenne Nation, and he's also a blood relative of Kenneth James Buckley. As he visited Orville, Orville had mentioned to Kenneth that he carried a sacred blood, and he told him that he carried Heyoka blood, and he kind of gave him a little advice of how if he wanted to walk with that spiritual walk. So he decided to walk that spiritual walk, and he wanted more answers and wanted to see how he can carry himself the right way. So he went and took a visit to Rosebud, South Dakota, met Leonard Crow Dog, a medicine man born in 1942 in Rosebud, South Dakota, Oglala Lakota descendant. He's also a spiritual leader of the American Indian movement, and a very good friend of Kenneth's. He told him that, how he should carry himself in this world to express his gift to others, as back then his gift was to uplift others in a way. And Leonard Crow Dog gave him a definition of what a Heyoka is. And it is a thunder being. They are also a spiritual leader. They also were involved with making decisions for the tribe, and they were also known as clowns because they had that funny personality. They were humorous. They showed laughter. They were always backwards. They carried themselves in a backwards way, and their gift was just to continuously uplift others. And once he found out about this gift that he had, he decided to go on with his education to carry that out with the modern world and the ancestral way. So he attended a university in North Dakota, and he gained a bachelor's degree in science there. He also went on to taking his education and going to Bemidji State University. And this is where he received a master's degree. And as he traveled around the world, meeting ancestors, telling him, the history of what a Heyoka is, he made a book. And this is what made him an artist. And this book is found at the Bemidji State University Library. This professor named David Benson was also approved of this book being written. He also traveled with him to Sundances and basically helped him how to write what he experienced. And this is how he became an artist by going on spiritual rides. He was involved in the Bigfoot ride. Kenneth was also a part of a sacred medicine ride that was to Minnesota for all those children that were killed in the school. So he attended all these rides to get more knowledge to find out who he was, so he can go out there and teach others, how to carry the ancestral ways. He then passed in Wapala, South Dakota, where he was born. He was grass dancing there and passed where he was born. He basically made a full circle. So what he asked in the end was if he could ever have an arrow shot off to the east, being the fact that the east and west never ends. And as you can see, there's a grass dancer that danced for him, and there's spiritual riders. There's also lakeside singers there for him. But what he did that was very unique, a lot of people, it's hard to do, is he brought preachers, he brought spiritual leaders and scientists together at his funeral, which was hardly ever accomplished because they have their own beliefs. And that was one thing that did make a change, was that these people from different beliefs and different cultures can come together and speak about, how to better the world. And that's one thing that he did, was make a difference in the world by gathering people from all over at his funeral. So that's what also carried on from his works of being an artist, of writing and experiencing, to carry on to the next generation. And that is my works cited.